On today's Toy Spot, we are having a look at the Thinkway Toys Disney Pixar Nemo. Nemo features a real swimming action. I'm not really quite sure how that will work, but this is one of the new line of figures coming from the folks over at Thinkway Toys. On the back of the package, here we go. There's some instructions for you. Pull string to see Nemo flap his tail, move his eyes and mouth. Pull string and place Nemo in water and see him swim. Down below, all the other characters that you can currently pick up from the folks over at Thinkway. There's Bruce, and of course Nemo from Finding Nemo. There's Eve and Wally from Wally, and Mr. Incredible and Syndrome from The Incredibles. To check out more from Thinkway, you can head over to www.thinkwaytoys.com. What I am going to do is take a break. I'm going to get this opened up, and when we come back, we're going to get a better look at the Finding Nemo. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. With Nemo out of packaging, let's get a better look at the piece. It looks really neat. The downside, though, and the one thing I kind of wish that Thinkway had done with this piece, is the same thing that they did with, for example, Mr. Incredible. They gave him a display stand. As impressive as Nemo might look, he doesn't have a display stand. He doesn't have the means to actually stand when you display him on your shelf. For example, if you were to put him down on the shelf, he would just basically be, well, he'd just basically be laying there. If he had only had like some sort of display stand, you could have had a really great way of presenting him as a Pixar piece. The trade-off, though, is he's quite action-oriented, I suppose. Just before we actually look at those actions, just some of the details on the piece. A very high-end piece for a Disney Pixar figure. Like the orange, the white, it's very clean looking. I don't see any imperfections in the paint at all. He also has this. You've probably been seeing this the whole review so far and wondering what that is. Again, going back to the instructions, what you're going to want to do, now that we look at the action features, you're going to take this and you're going to pull it down. And when you let it go, you'll see what it does. So we're going to take it and pull the string. And his eyes do something weird. When you let go of the string, you'll see that his eyes move, his tail flaps, and that's it. It's a nice gimmick. You can also, and also his mouth moves too. You can put it in water. I'm not going to actually put this Nemo in water. I just don't want to damage it. I have one thing I'm really against normally is putting things in water, like toys in water. Because you never get the water all out. There's always, like, you can shake it and there's always that little bit of residual left in the toy itself. So I'm not actually going to put Nemo in the water, but same thing that you just saw. You pull the string, this flaps, and Nemo would be able to swim in water. When it comes to your articulation, there's not much. Nemo's fin, his one fin rotates. His other fin, you can bring out. That's pretty much it. The rest of it is all like gimmick heavy. I may not likely use this a lot, like the pulling down and having him flap his tail and move his eyes. I just kind of wish that he'd had a display stand like like Mr. Incredible. For example, here's Mr. Incredible's stand. This isn't obviously, well, that actually does work. I was going to say it's not intended for Nemo, but I could always do something like that. I would overlook the fact that it has the Incredibles logo down below, but that's might be what I end up just doing. Mr. Incredible seems to stand pretty good on his own. That I'll just use the stand for Mr. Incredible for Nemo. And there's a couple of the other pieces that we've been looking at. There's Mr. Incredible. I was going to say an incredible piece, but I didn't want to go down that route. And off camera to the other side of my desk, there's Wally. You know what, now that I think about it, actually that's not too bad. That's not too bad using the Mr. Incredible display stand for Nemo. At least you can get all the figures displayed properly. Completely ignoring the fact that it's got the Incredibles logo, but still, that's probably how I'm going to present them. Move these guys off camera here. Nemo's a good looking piece. I wish he had a display stand, but apparently it's an easy fixable solution. For rating, I'm going to give Nemo here a 7. I like the gimmick. I will never likely use the gimmick, and I probably won't put him in water just for the same reasons I already mentioned. I just don't want to get the water all inside the shell of Nemo here. But he's a fun looking piece, and I think, again, I'm happy that Thinkway Toys is producing Disney Pixar pieces. Hopefully we see more of them. You know, hopefully we see more, especially like Little Nemo characters. Little Nemo, I'd love to see more characters being released. Today's Toy Spot, we were having a look at Thinkway Toys, Disney, Pixar, Finding Nemo's Nemo. Thanks for watching as you always do, guys. Stay tuned. Spot's going to have more videos heading your way as I pull this string. Thanks for watching as you always do. See you next time.